Hello everyone, another chess puzzle today. I hope you're all well. If you like, feel free to pause the video and see if you can figure this one out. So in this puzzle, it's quite a complicated position. One of the first things I did is I sort of counted the material. I think that's always, in a complicated position especially, it's good to get an idea of, who's winning in material-wise. That sometimes gives you clues as to what the correct approach might be. In this case, we're actually up a piece. Black is missing a knight. We're also up one pawn. However, that doesn't tell the whole story here, because if we look at the position, Black's actually got a very dangerous attack going on. Our queen is pinned to this pawn. This is actually a threat in one. The queen just coming in, taking advantage of this pin. There's ideas of this rook swinging over. It's looking very, very dangerous for us. And on the flip side, we don't really have much going on in terms of attacking the black king. All our pieces are sort of a little bit uncoordinated in terms of some sort of attack. This knight's probably our best piece at the moment, but it's still not really doing anything right now. The only check we have is this, which just doesn't do anything. Black can simply take back, and we're losing. Black has regained the material and still has the attack going. Our pieces are still uncoordinated. Continuation might be something like this, but it's just too much, and we're losing that position. So going back here, what are the other options after the queen goes here? So, as I see it, there's two threats here. This here is also a threat, basically threatening to win the queen. So we have to deal with this, and we also have to deal with this. Are there any moves that deal with both of those things? Well, I had this idea, but it just fails immediately. It does defend both of the threats, but it falls into simply a checkmating pattern. The bishop comes in, our king's just getting, the queen has to sack, and this is a very nice checkmate, taking advantage of the pin. So that doesn't work. So what are the other ideas? As a general principle, I would say that, when you're up material, what do you want to do? You want to simplify, yeah? I started looking to see if there's a way we could trade the queens off, like, I started looking at this move with the idea of let's try and trade the queens, get the queen off this pin, but it's too slow, and black can simply come in. We switch to the analysis board with the bishop, which is a skewer, threatening to win material, and we're then forced back anyway, so it's sort of, we just wasted a move. And then this bishop comes in, taking advantage of the pin. We're too slow to really do anything, and things are just getting worse and worse for us here. But that was one idea, connecting the pieces on the back rank, but it doesn't work. So what else is there? Well, the answer is we can't actually defend against both threats. But we can deal with one, and we can also simplify the position by taking this knight. I decided to play this in the puzzle. It's the correct move. It's the only winning move. And now I was sort of thinking, before I played that move, I was thinking, well, what do we do if this happens? And we're actually just okay now. We can actually take the queen. And then we simplify. Black brings in the last piece. But we're simply up too much material now. We just run away. We even give up an exchange, but we're basically up two pieces, or a piece in an exchange. So it's just completely winning for us. So I managed to see that before I played bishop takes. I also saw the follow-up move for us. So after pawn takes, I didn't spot initially that that unleashed this threat as well. But if I had, the next move would have been even more obvious. But before I even saw that, I started considering this idea. It's a very counterintuitive move. It feels like, oh my god, we've got to do something, how do we get out of this? How do we attack? How do we counterattack? Something like that. And this looks very quiet, but there's not really anything else here, and this does create some threats. The idea behind this is we are threatening a fork of the rook and the queen, threatening to win more material, and there's no current threat, right? We've sort of eliminated the two threats that we had. The queen can still come in here. Sorry, I misspoke there. The queen can still do this. That is not, however, the best move in this position for black. So what I kind of spotted here was that, we're just simplifying. We're bringing another piece into the defense. We're creating a threat at the same time. And surely, there's really no other option. None of the other pieces can do anything here. So we continue on. The rook comes in. We manage to get away with the fork. The queen comes in. There's a few different options there. The rook can also come in here. But essentially, if this ever happens, we can just give up the queen. Best move here is queen h4, apparently. I guess that sort of makes sense, yeah, because the queen was potentially in danger there. So here, we just start trading more. We lose our queen. We come in with check. We win a rook. And basically, when the dust settles, let's just see how this continues. Because this I didn't follow this line earlier. It's actually quite interesting. A queen and a bishop versus a rook and three pieces. We have extra pawns. It's apparently +5, Isn't our knight just hanging as well? What are we doing about that knight? Okay, so we sort of tie the knights together. Sort of makes sense, yeah. So these knights become quite powerful, and they can't really be dislodged right now, unless this bishop comes back to attack this knight. Or what about this? So anyway, the best move is apparently queen come in, king runs. Then, yes, I was considering that. And the rook just takes. We're just trading some pawns. We've got a few pieces now surrounding the black king, which is potentially going to get pretty dangerous for black soon. So yeah, we've got counterplay. Materials probably slightly better for us. So yeah, anyway, I won't go too much more into that one. It looks interesting. So going all the way back. So in the actual puzzle, we get this move in, then the queen comes in, and we have to find the right move here as well. If we try and block, that's actually the correct move. That's the end of the puzzle. That's what I played. If we take, suddenly it goes wrong again, because the rook comes in, the king has to start running. We lose this rook. We take this one. Check. King here. We lose this rook. Now suddenly we're down in exchange. It looks like it's drawable, according to the engine, but obviously a draw is not good enough in these puzzles. So in this position here, I sort of didn't really want to allow that. And I thought, let's offer a queen trade. What can black do if we do this? The best move for black is the queen trade. So we follow that line a little bit. King takes. And now, this knight's a very important piece. It's covering this threat. So the rook just comes in, attacks the knight. We defend. The bishop pins us. We defend. This pawn comes forward. We attack the rook. We're just sort of, all our pieces are now coordinated in the defense, and we're up material. We're up a piece. But that's just completely winning. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool puzzle. The title of this one is going to be Don't Panic, because I think it's a very scary position. And certainly in this position here, I was panicking a little bit. I was like, what do we do now? How do we get out of this? All our pieces are just not doing anything, And this is really scary. There's 4, potentially 5 pieces attacking our king. And this move just looks so quiet, so like not the right idea. It doesn't seem to be doing anything that forcing right now. But it just saves the day. It just pulls everything together, allows us to get out of the attack. So yeah, this was actually almost a 3000 rated puzzle, 2998. It's one of the highest rated puzzles I've done for a while. It kind of makes sense. There was a lot of lines to consider, a lot of calculation involved, a lot of potential checkmates that we could have fallen into if we played the wrong thing. So yeah, it does require, calculation. It also requires sometimes at this level spotting the quiet moves, the moves that don't seem that intuitive. Like a backwards knight move, a defensive move. I've noticed as well at this level that the puzzles sometimes are more defensive than offensive. And this one was certainly about surviving the attack and just maintaining our material advantage. So yeah, quite a few different ideas coming in there. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to try and continue my streak. I'm currently at 9 in a row. Hopefully I'll get to 10. Currently still sitting above 2800, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, hopefully see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.